School districts across the country are beginning to roll out electric buses to get children to and from school, with a big boost from the federal government to the tune of $5 billion from the 2021 bipartisan infrastructure law. The vehicles are quieter and better for the environment and children's health, devoid of the black smoke and diesel fumes long synonymous with the nearly 500,000 buses on the road today. ABC's Karen Travers has a look at the technology and how it could transform how 25 million American children get to and from school every day.
It's a familiar sight and smell, the black smoke and diesel fumes pouring out of the nearly 500,000 school buses that shuttle 25 million American kids to and from school every day. The wheels on this bus go round and round, but with an electric engine powering them, they're practically the only things making noise.
So Sheila, we really don't hear anything right now.
You don't.
If anything, all I hear is the heater going.
The heater is ours that we have right now. We just have a little click on it.
Sheila Martinez has been driving school buses in Montgomery County, Maryland, just outside the nation's capital, for 8 years.
Can you please tell Mr. Beasley we are coming back?
Last year, she made the switch from a diesel-powered vehicle to one that runs on electricity.
It's quiet, it's smooth, the AC works great, the heat works great, and it's perfect.
Across the nation, many school districts are electrifying their fleets. It's now law in Maryland that by 2025, all newly purchased school buses are electric. New York is doing the same by 2027. Officials say key goals are to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and reduce the dirty fumes kids, parents, and drivers have been inhaling for decades.
The kids are on the bus more than half an hour, so of course it's healthy for them, yes.
Experts say school buses are a great fit for electrification. Drivers have a set route in the morning and in the afternoon, and they go relatively short distances. And the buses can sit parked in the lot all day in between, charging up.
In 2021, Montgomery County Schools ordered the single biggest fleet of electric school buses in the nation. They'll have 326 on the road in 2 years. In 10 years, they'll have an entirely electric fleet.
Dr. Monifa McKnight is the Montgomery County Schools superintendent. She tells us it was students who led the initial charge to make the county's 1,400 buses electric.
Our students would come and testify at board meetings and really push us to reflect on how we were improving our carbon footprint.
The buses shuttling kids to Montgomery County schools burn 17,000 gallons of diesel fuel a day. The district aims to cut its emissions by 80% by 2027 and 100% by 2035, in part by electrifying its fleet. Some school districts that are making the shift to electric buses are getting a big boost from the federal government.
Hundreds of thousands of our children will no longer be inhaling exhaust from diesel school buses.
The bipartisan infrastructure law, a signature piece of legislation from the Biden administration, includes $5 billion for clean school buses. The EPA has already given out nearly $1 billion to hundreds of school districts across the country, helping them make the transition to clean buses. But the government requires applicants to also scrap their diesel buses, sometimes making it difficult for school districts who don't own their own vehicles to get any of that money.
There seems to be a real awakening that electric is what the future is going to be for the student transportation industry.
Kevin Matthews is the head of electrification at First Student, the largest operator of school buses in North America. He tells us that every school bus that transports students takes 35 cars off the road.
So then when you convert that to zero emissions, the air quality improvement is even significantly higher. So the overall benefits are quite high for the environment, for the children, and for the communities where the school buses operate.
Children whose lungs are still developing are particularly vulnerable to the fumes from diesel exhaust. Recent studies have shown that when kids are exposed to less diesel emissions, their lungs function better. They're absent from school less, and they even have slightly higher test scores.
When we remove diesel emissions, we see the health implications, but we're also reducing the exacerbation that we see from transportation, climate change, and global warming.
EPA Administrator Michael Regan says that without the infrastructure law funding, it would likely take decades longer for schools to make this transition.
This is an awesome opportunity for us to electrify our transportation system, really ramp up our manufacturing, but also solve very serious environmental and health disparities.
Montgomery County Public Schools tells us there's been no additional cost from switching to electric buses, thanks in part to the thousands of dollars they save on diesel fuel each day.
And as a superintendent, I always try to reflect on what are the needs of our district and where are places that we are able to save. We're building trust with our community by showing them that we're being fiscally responsible.
That investment is on display every day when Sheila Martinez spends hours on her electric bus, shuttling elementary, middle, and high school students throughout the county.
Do the kids realize they're on something different, that it's different than the old buses or the buses that some of their schoolmates might be on?
They do. Actually, they love it. The kids love it.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.